Subtest 6, Running Speed and Agility. This subtest assesses running speed and agility. Activities in this subtest include a shuttle run, hopping on one or both feet, and stepping over a balance beam. Agility is defined by quick and well-coordinated movement. The shuttle run activity, in addition to providing a relatively pure measure of speed, also provides the opportunity to make clinical observations about gait. The other activities combine quickness and coordinated movement in a way that is more influenced by balance and stability. Conduct the shuttle run using the running course with the shuttle block placed on the end line. Conduct the remaining items using the portion of the running course from the examiner throwing line to the end line. For stepping over the balance beam, place the beam on the running course at the end line. Before administering each item, teach the task to the examinee using verbal and nonverbal directions as necessary to ensure understanding of the task. When reminding the examinee of proper form mid-trial, use simple reminders that allow the examinee to continue with the task while listening. For example, during one-legged side hop, you could say, "Jump side to side." Item 1, Shuttle Run. Stand beside the running course near the start line and have the examinee stand just behind the start line. She runs to the end line, picks up the shuttle block, and runs with the block back across the finish line. Note that the start line serves also as the finish line. If the examinee slows down, remind her to continue running fast across the finish line. Conduct the second trial only if the examinee stumbles, falls, fails to pick up the shuttle block, or drops the shuttle block before crossing the start-finish line during the first trial. For each trial administered, record the number of seconds to the nearest tenth of a second that the examinee takes to complete the running course. Item 2, Stepping sideways over a balance beam. The examinee stands with her feet together next to and parallel to the balance beam with her hands on her hips. Next, the examinee steps over the beam, 1 foot at a time, moving her entire body to the other side. Then, she steps back over the beam, 1 foot at a time, returning to the original side. She continues to step back and forth over the beam, always stepping with 1 foot at a time. Note that each foot correctly placed counts as one step. For example, stepping the right foot over and then the left foot over counts as 2 steps. Stepping each foot back over counts as 2 more steps. Therefore, over and back equals 4 steps. Conduct the second trial only if the examinee stumbles or falls during the first trial. For each trial administered, record the number of correct steps performed in 15 seconds. Item 3, One-legged stationary hop. The examinee stands with her feet together on the end line and places her hands on her hips. Then she raises her non-preferred leg with knee bent 90 degrees and her shin parallel to the floor. The examinee hops up and down on preferred leg, maintaining proper form with each hop. It is permissible for her to rotate or drift somewhat from the start point while hopping. Those hops should be counted as correct. However, hops that result in significant side-to-side or forward movement should not be counted as correct. Conduct the second trial only if the examinee stumbles or falls during the first trial. For each trial administered, record the number of correct hops performed in 15 seconds. Item 4, One-legged side hop, and Item 5, Two-legged side hop. The examinee stands with her feet together next to and parallel to the line and places her hands on her hips. For the one-legged side hop, she raises her non-preferred leg with her knee bent 90 degrees and her shin parallel to the floor. The examinee hops back and forth over the line, maintaining proper form with each hop. If necessary, encourage her to make small hops, that is, just big enough to get over the line while maintaining sideways movement of at least 4 inches. For the two-legged side hop, the examinee's feet may not separate more than 2 inches. Do not count hops in which her feet exceed this separation. However, keep timing and remind the examinee to keep her feet together. If the examinee touches the line or drifts forward or backward while hopping sideways, count the hops as correct as long as she maintains sideways movement of at least 4 inches with each hop. For each item, conduct the second trial only if the examinee stumbles or falls during the first trial. For each trial administered, record the number of correct hops performed in 15 seconds.